The shadowy, silvery webbing raced across the floor, climbing the walls and ceiling. It fell upon the knights, seeping inside them and finding the joints in their bones, the fibers in their muscles and organs, vital even to vampires. There was no chance for them to do anything, to shout out a warning to the others, or even scream. I tore them apart from the inside, not allowing myself to think about how similar it was to what Isbeth had done. They collapsed into themselves, falling to the floor in piles of limp armor and empty skin. All but one. A revenant was among them, standing beyond the ruined bodies. I started forward, pulling the ether back in.
Harbinger.
Good evening. He charged me, and I dipped low, grabbing a fallen sword from the ground. A hand grasped my shoulder through the cloak as I twisted. The Revenant jumped back, expecting me to kick, but I shot to my feet, spinning as I drew the sword through the air in a wide arc, bringing the blade across the Revenant's gator-covered neck, severing the spine and the head. As the Revenant fell, I really wish there was time to see exactly how they regrew their heads, but there wasn't. I entered the stairway, leaving a hallway of death behind. Racing down the wide, spiraling stairs of the turret, I started to count the seconds. Hopefully, my memory served me correctly, and this stairwell emptied near the kitchens and breezeways. If I were wrong, there would be a lot more space to travel, and a lot more death. On the third-floor landing, the door swung open, banging off the wall as Kieran walked through. Blood dotted his face and throat, but I picked up no sign of pain from him.
You did that? The mist?
I didn't know if it would work. He stared as I came down several more steps.
You summoned the mist, Poppy.
I know.
I know of only two things that can do that. The Craven and the Primals.
Well, now you know of three things. Where's Reaver? I knew that the Draken would have answered my will.
Wherever those screams were coming from.
Kieran lifted the hood of his cloak and stared down the stairs. Oh dear.
We need to talk about the whole mist thing later. How much time do you think we have before we're locked in?
Less than a minute?
We'd better hurry then.
A door flew open on the floor below, blown off its hinges. My brows rose as Reaver entered the stairwell. His face and clothing weren't sprinkled with blood. They were drenched in it as he looked up at us from the floor below.
Well, I'm glad that wasn't one of my shirts.
The Draken smiled, revealing blood-smeared teeth.
Sorry, I'm a messy eater.
I decided that was something else I would think about later, as we joined him, and Kieran hastily filled him in on the plans.
About damn time we're making a move. I was beginning to wonder if we were going to move in.
There's going to be a lot of guards.
We arrived at the main floor. I'll handle it. I didn't allow myself to think about what that meant. If we didn't get out of the castle before it locked down, I would have to blow through walls and people. Walls that protected the mortals that served within Wayfarer. Maybe the knights would simply step aside. Stranger things had happened.
And if there are revenants?
Then I'll handle that.
I pushed open the double doors. A wide hallway greeted us, filled with the lingering scent of tonight's supper. I turned to my left, relieved when I saw the darkness beyond the doors to the breezeways. The relief was short-lived. The heavy iron door had rocked into place, beginning to lower. Kieran was right. 24 or so knights packed the crimson-bannered hall. So did servants. They stood among the knights, clutching baskets and platters of empty dishes, their fear evident in their expressions, and scratching against my shields. I wasn't sure if it was the mist at the walls of the rise, the knights, or Reaver's blood-drenched face, but there was no sign of any revenants. Where were they? The knights knew immediately who we were, even with Kieran's and my faces hidden. Any hope I had that they might step aside was quickly squashed as one of the knights lurched forward, grabbing a young servant boy. Dishes toppled from the tray, shattering on the floor as the knight jerked the boy back, folding a curved blade across the boy's neck. Several other knights did the same, grabbing the no longer frozen servants. They hauled the panicked mortals forward, and it reminded me of yet another night, one that had taken place in New Haven.